A 3-day trip to Lisbon in 2026 costs about $480 per person. But where exactly does that money go? Flights, hotels, food, transportation, attractions, and one simple trick that can reduce your total cost significantly. In this video, we'll break down the real cost of visiting Lisbon so you know exactly how much money you need for a 3-day trip. Let's start with flights. If you're flying from most European cities, round-trip flights to Lisbon usually cost between 50 and 130 euros. Prices depend on the season, how early you book, and your departure city. Spring and autumn are usually the cheapest times to visit Lisbon. During these months, demand is lower, and flights are more affordable. Summer is the most expensive period, especially July and August. If you book late, prices can increase significantly. Low-cost airlines like Ryanair, EasyJet, and TAP Air Portugal offer many routes to Lisbon and often have good deals if you plan ahead. If you're traveling from outside Europe, flights are more expensive, but Lisbon is still cheaper compared to many major European capitals. Now, let's talk about accommodation. Lisbon is one of the best value cities in Western Europe when it comes to hotels and Airbnb options. A budget hotel or Airbnb typically costs between 60 and 100 euros per night for 2 people. Mid-range hotels usually range from 100 to 160 euros per night. For a 3-night stay, accommodation will usually cost between 180 and 300 euros. Location matters, but Lisbon is relatively small, so even staying slightly outside the center is convenient and cheaper. Now let's talk about food. Food is one of the highlights of Lisbon, and it's very affordable. A meal at a local restaurant usually costs between 8 and 15 euros. Traditional Portuguese dishes are filling and offer excellent value for money. Street food and bakeries are even cheaper. You can easily find meals for 5 to 8 euros. If you eat out 3 times a day, you'll spend around 25 to 35 euros per day on food. Coffee usually costs around 1 to 2 euros, and a beer costs about 2 to 4 euros. For 3 days, food will cost around 75 to 100 euros per person. Now let's talk about transportation. Lisbon has a very good public transportation system. A 3-day transport pass costs around 20 euros. The city is also very walkable, although it has many hills. Now here's something important. At the end of this video, I'll show you a simple way to reduce your total trip cost by up to 30%, especially if you're flexible with your travel style. But first, let's look at attractions. Lisbon offers a mix of free and paid activities. Many of the best experiences are completely free, like walking through Alfama, enjoying viewpoints, and exploring the city streets. Popular attractions like Belém Tower and Jeronimos Monastery cost around 10 to 15 euros. Tram rides, especially the famous Tram 28, are also a popular experience. For a 3-day trip, you can expect to spend around 30 to 50 euros on attractions. Now let's add everything together. Flights usually cost between 50 and 130 euros. Accommodation costs between 180 and 300 euros. Food costs between 75 and 100 euros. Transportation costs around 20 euros. Attractions cost between 30 and 50 euros. That means a 3-day trip to Lisbon in 2026 typically costs between 480 and 600 euros per person. Now here's the tip that can save you money. If you travel in spring or autumn, book flights early, and choose accommodations slightly outside the center, you can easily reduce your total cost by up to 30%. Lisbon is one of the best value destinations in Europe. It offers great weather, amazing food, and beautiful views without the high prices of cities like Paris or Amsterdam. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you understand the real cost of visiting Lisbon, consider subscribing for more realistic travel cost guides.